Welcome back to the garden in January. So I have been slowly thinning out these 3 beds. Oh, actually, I put cattle panels in. I'm going to grow kiwi up these cattle panels so it'll give me a nice archway through the garden. But in the meantime, I'm thinning out some of the collards on this side, a whole bunch of the mustard on this side. Now, when I planted the seeds, I plant several in each well, and then I just throw it in the ground. So there were like 2 to 3 plants per planting. So what I did was I went in and I took out all of the excess. You can see a huge difference over here. So these ones here, I took out all of the excess, and I still need to do that side over there. But what that's going to do is it's going to give the plants more room to grow without so much stress by being so packed in like it is here. But I'm slowly working on thinning those out to give the plants a little bit more room. And then I have been planting a whole lot of stuff. That was already there, so don't worry about that. And the spinach was already here. Although the spinach looks really sad. But I put cabbage in here, kale in here to kind of fill in where all of this kale is. So all of that's going to just fill in. And then, of course, I have cabbage down there. And then, oh, I'm sorry. That's cauliflower over there, cabbage over here. But I have a different kind of cabbage that I just planted in here. So I'm going to have green cabbage on this side or red cabbage on this side. So it's going to give a nice color variation in the garden. I did leave the space for the trees that are coming, except for over here. I'll have to fix that. And then on these 2 beds, I have Brussels sprouts and cauliflower. Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and then I switched the orientation where cauliflower, Brussels, cauliflower, Brussels, cauliflower. And then in between those, I have spinach, some benhaushu. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that. It's a good green for the rabbits, so I'm not worried about it. And then over here, I took all of the excess Brussels and cauliflower and just stuck them over there. And then here is cabbage that looks really sad. Not sure why it doesn't like it over here. I may have to condition the soil or something. And then on this bed that needs to be broad forked, which is why the broad fork is there, and the compost. I took out most of the stuff that was growing through here. I still need to get all of that over there, which is fine. The rabbits are eating it. And then the row of cabbage has been taking forever to head up. So I'm waiting on that still. But you can see some of them are really getting started. So we'll get some good heads on these eventually. That one's looking really good. And then, of course, I have several other rows that need to be redone, but I'll wait on doing that. And then the cauliflower. All of my cauliflower is really starting to head up here. And I have several. And then the tunnel... all of the lettuce down there is really ready to harvest. And then I have kale, spinach, and chard. And then over here, I've got my garlic and some celery. And I just put that fencing up. I don't think I like it, so it may come back down. I was hoping to be able to trellis stuff right there, but it doesn't quite look right. And still harvesting the sugar snap and the snow peas. The whole plants need to come out. And then there's Brussels that are growing like crazy. But for the most part, the garden is doing really, really good. Everything's looking amazing, and we're getting some really good harvests in. So it's gardening in January. And I know it looks a little bit bare, but it'll get better as we get through and get further into the season and get more into spring. So it'll get there. But for now, this is it. All right. We'll see you again next time. Bye.